Hello everybody. Now in my recent live I was set a challenge which was called the one pigment challenge. So the idea is to use one pigment all over my face. Now this is from Mimi, so big shout out to Mimi. So Mimi asked for me to do eyes, lips and cheeks. Now she did say bronzer, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do a bronzer with the same pigment as I do my blush. So I may have to divert for that little bit and cheat if I need to do bronzer at all. But I can certainly warm up my face with the same pigment as I use as a blush. We were all doing that in the 80s. Okay, so let's get going. Now, before I start, I am going to put some Unisex Healthy Glow on. I'm going to keep my foundation quite minimal. And the one pigment I'm going to be using, I shall show you in a minute. I was about to show you, but let me put on the Unisex Healthy Glow first. And I might need to go into my new tube of this, but I'm determined to get what I can out of the end. No, this is well and truly dyed on me. Bear with me, I'm going to come back and I will get the new tube. That's my last drop. Okay, unboxing of my third Unisex Healthy Glow since it came out, because it is my hero product. And for me, that's using something a lot, because you know I don't use the same things every day. So let's go in with this. And I shall zoom in again so you can see my forehead. Let's turn the light up a bit more and watch some of this pigmentation disappear as it evens out my skin tone. And under my eyes. I'll do one eye at a time, shall I? Let's do this one first. See how it colour corrects? I know I've shown you before. I just love this stuff so much. But I like to show it again and again and again. Put some on my eyelids just to even out. I've slept, but it's been a bit on and off for the last few days. So I think my eyes are looking a little bit discoloured. Okay. So there's my Unisex Healthy Glow. Okay, so that's the only thing apart from possibly some bronzer, but we shall see. So today I'm going to use for my one pigment challenge, Daniel Sandler's watercolour blush in So Pretty. Because you can use this on your eyes, your cheeks and your lips. And so let's get going. Now, always give these a good shake, because otherwise all the pigment is at the bottom of there and you will not get a true colour unless you give it a good shake. So I'm going to put one drop on my hand and I want to get myself a brush. So bear with me. I just want brushes by my side, but I may not need them. And if you have a look at this, you will see that So Pretty is a nice pink with a kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but a golden fleck to it. It's very pretty. Very well named, So Pretty. And now I'm going to dab some of this on my eyes. And I can gradually build this up if I want to. Okay, and then I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to put some of this underneath my eyes, which will be a very nice colour to waken up my eyes a bit. So actually you didn't mention a liner, Mimi, but I'm using it as a liner as well. And if I use it on the top as well, it will just increase the intensity of the colour around my lid area. Okay, so I will, I'm going to do some mascara and fill in my brows, and I'll be right back. I just had to film this. This has never happened before. Look at that, a big blob of mascara has just fallen on my cheek. Right, I'm going to get a tissue. Okay, now when you're a hoodie like me, you will see that when you look at this, you will see, can you see, because this has got some shimmer to it, that actually what it's doing right now is it's accentuating my hooded lid, because shimmer always accentuates, it draws the eye too. So whilst I like to put shimmer onto my eyelid, I tend to not do that in the crease. Now obviously this is a one pigment challenge, so I'm going to take some no colour powder, so there's no pigment in it, just powder, and I'm going to sprinkle it a little bit in front of me, because as anyone knows that's got this RCMA no colour powder, is it comes in like a salt shaker. And I'm going to take, making sure there's no other pigment on it, I'm going to take a Real Techniques essential crease brush, and with that I'm just going to dip it in the powder, and then I'm going to take that and just pop that into the crease, so that I'm ensuring that I've only got the sparkly part of the look. The sparkly part of the pigment, the shimmery, I should say, the shimmery part of the pigment is the only bit that's on my mobile lid, and the hood is matte. I've kind of mattified the pigment like so. Okay, now what I might need to do is let this dry down a little bit and then add another layer. I keep patting at it because it's going into a concentrated area, it's still wanting to move around. But if I keep patting at this, I've not put any powder on there, by the way, that was still on the brush. That should be fine. Now I'm going to go in with the same pigment, and this time I'm going to use it as a blush. And this is what this was designed for, and it makes a beautiful blush. So I'm just going to put that on the apple of my cheek, like so. As you can see, it's just beautiful blush. Really, really beautiful blush. And I've just had a notification to say that it's the hottest day on record in Wales. So if you're watching me from Wales, I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. So I just use my hand as a palette, and you can gradually build this up. Now this could double up as a highlighter because of the sheen to it, the shimmer in it. But what I'm going to do to make it even more of a highlighter, so that's my blush, but you want a highlighter, is I'm going to add, now there's a slight bit, you're going to have to forgive me, there is a slight bit, I think, of pigment in strobe cream, but not a lot. I haven't got, actually, I think this one is, I'm not sure if this is the original strobe creams, which might be Pink Light, or whether it's got pigment in it. But I'm just going to put some of this on my hand, if it will come down. Excuse me a second, I'll be right back because I've got to shake it down. I've just taken some out. Now, as you can see, there is no pigment in this. I can't even see that there's pink pigment. I'm sure they said the original one was pink light, but I can't see any pigment in that at all, okay? Now, far too much came out on my hand, but what I wanted to do was I'm going to take another blob of this watercolour blush, and I'm going to mix it with this strobe cream to make myself a highlighter. And that should do. So you can see I'm just sort of mixing it together on my hand like an artist would mix colours on his palette. And then I can use some of that to highlight under my brow. And pop a little bit of it in the centre of my lid. I have to keep mixing. Should do. And then a little less concentrated colour, but still with some pink in it, to highlight a little bit in the centre of my face, top lip. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is my lips, and I'm going to take some more watercolour blush, this time not mixed with anything, and I'm going to put another dollop on my hand, and this time I'm going to press it onto my lips like so. Let's get a bit of warmth up there. So this is how I'm kind of using it as a bronzer, to kind of warm up my complexion. Waiting for it to dry down a little bit so that I can use it more to warm up my complexion. And then with that mixture of the strobe cream and the pigment, I'll just put some of that, and then I will get some clear gloss in the shape of Charlotte's, no, I don't think I will actually. I quite like it without. You could put a clear gloss over there, but I won't. Sorry, a complete aside, but when I was 14, I became an Avon rep. My mum stood guarantor, and I used to sell Avon makeup door to door to earn a bit of extra money for a car when I was 18. Anyway, there was a lipstick called Ice Champagne, and everyone went mad for it. And I got the highest sales that month because I sold so many tubes of this lipstick called Ice Champagne, and this is exactly what it looked like, but it was in a bullet form. So I just had to tell you all that because I just look at it and think iced champagne. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, and what I'm going to do is add a little bit more, because I've had an idea, a little bit more of the same product, watercolour blush, and I'm going to put a little bit more here, like so, just under where I've put the blush, and I'm going to let that dry down for a minute. just here and let it dry down. And then I'm going to take my setting brush and with a bit more of that no colour powder, I'm going to set it to make it look almost like a bronzer. Now, I'm sorry, Mimi, because you didn't say I wasn't allowed to have foundation, but I definitely need to finish off by doing a little bit of concealing under my eyes and where I've got this bit. And I don't think that was against the rules. So I'm going to do that and I will be right back. I'm just putting some of Charlotte's Magic away so that you can see that I'm not adding any colour anywhere. It's strange looking back at this. I actually preferred it before I started adding concealer, but at the time I felt I needed it. It's funny how we come to rely on concealer. Tell me what you think at the end in the comments. Just putting some of this under my eyes. I was trying to make this as minimal as possible, but I definitely need a bit of concealer. Otherwise, it doesn't look complete in my view. Now, this one is all right for under my eyes, but not for that bit on my head. So I need the other one in shade 6. 1 second. Okay, and here's number 6. Just cover that one up. And this. I might put a bit of this over the top actually, because it's looking a little bit too pale. Sometimes if your concealer's too pale, then it actually doesn't, you can see your under eye darkness through it if it's too pale. It has a counteract. It counteracts what you're trying to do. I don't know what I'm trying to say today. Right, and then a little bit on my chin. And around my nose. That's better. So that, my friends, is today's one pigment challenge. So all I did was use Daniel Sandler's watercolour blush in So Pretty. And apart from Unisex Healthy Glow, which I used as a base, and some concealer, this was the only pigment I used. I mixed it with some strobe cream to make a highlighter. And I put some no colour powder over the crease to take the shimmer off so that it didn't accentuate my hooded lid. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It was great fun and I love a challenge. So thanks for watching. Take care. Have a lovely day.